We're talking about the brain today. And I'm in 100% agreement. And I think Dr. Prasad is also that when it comes down to it, you don't have your brain, you're in serious trouble, regardless of what else is happening with the rest of your body. The question that people will bring up then is this person an organ donor? If your brain's not working, that's the next question. So, but to lay the foundation for our discussion, please keep in mind that the FDA has not evaluated these statements. We don't have a script. We're not going by something someone told us. We have Professor Prasad with us today, the man who educates and trained doctors. I'll tell you his accolades in just a couple of minutes, but what you're going to be hearing today has not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are purely anecdotal. Results are atypical. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. So engage Dr. Prasad, none of the hosts or co-hosts. We're not making any claims that Micro Daily, Collagen Daily, Brain Boost, Omega-3, Probiotic Boost, or any of the Engage Global products will cure or treat any disease state. Only the government can declare something to be a cure or treatment for a disease. So that's not what we're saying. We're talking about dietary supplements that everyone should add to their food, to their diet, and allow their immune system to do what it is designed to do. So I'd like to properly introduce to our discussion now Dr. Kedar Prasad. Dr. Prasad, as I said, is really Professor Prasad. Just look at this man's accolades. For 30 years, he was professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine. He was the former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition, a member of the Royal Society of Medicine, London, UK. And one of the most outstanding things in his entire resume, in my opinion, is that he was invited to be a part of the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee for candidates in medicine. I mean, just wrap your mind around that. Out of all the professors and scientists in the world, Dr. Prasad had that esteemed privilege. He was also the world's first radiation biology PhD. I was having a conversation with Dr. Nakuzi just a couple of hours ago, and he said, Prasad, the world's first radiation biology PhD, that's just, bar none, the man stands in a league all on his own. Those were his words. So got some conversation with you about Dr. Nakuzi a little bit later on, Dr. Prasad, so we'll talk about that. But his product were awarded 7 U.S. patents, and I believe we're in the category of 8 U.S. patents now, because a new patent was just recently issued on one of Dr. Prasad's products that needs to be updated. He discovered that butyric acid, was the small fatty acid formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut, is an anti-cancer agent. But Bernard mentioned this thing about vitamin E succinate and its anti-cancer potency. Dr. Prasad was the scientist who discovered that it had that capability. Interestingly, he'll probably tell us a little bit about this. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. Vitamin E succinate crosses the blood-brain barrier. That's huge, folks. You're talking about a scientist who has decades of research, decades of being a professor teaching medical professionals their profession. He's the formulator of some of the most amazing products, and we're going to talk about 4 or 5 of those products today. We want to just hear the core reasons why Dr. Prasad's products work as well as they do. He's the author and co-author of 32 books. I think we're at 33 now, and he's working on his 34th. He's been published more than 250 times in peer-reviewed articles. And this is just a snapshot of some of the books that Dr. Prasad has published. And I'd like to draw your attention to this one, especially because we're talking about the brain today. Please take a screenshot of this screen. Capture that QR code if you capture nothing else. The title of the book that Dr. Prasad wrote, Dementia, Memory Loss, How to Prevent and Improve Treatment, is an educational book and is written for the public. Please underscore that statement. You're not looking at a book that's just a bunch of science, even though it does present, as our caption says, recent scientific information on how to reduce the risk of memory loss and how to improve current drug treatments with the help of micronutrients. It is in terms that you and I will be able to absorb. You could just go straight to Amazon and grab that book while it's still available. You might want to grab that one on cancer there on the right while you're there. So that's just my suggestion to you. So before we welcome Dr. Prasad to our discussion right now, we're very fortunate and thrilled to have Dr. Prasad with us to have this conversation. So Dr. Prasad, welcome, sir. And thank you so much for joining us in our discussion today.
Thank you, Jonathan. I always enjoy every Sunday. I look forward to joining you and your group and engage family members. And I always enjoy and I'm glad that you are having today with most important, well, it is very important organ, like Bernard says, brain. Your heart can beat for a long time, but if brain is not working, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, you're in serious trouble. Well, thank you very much, because we're gonna pick your brain
Sure.
And zero in on almost all the products that you formulated. And I've got some pictures of each of the products, and then you can tell us, the high points and the key points where each person would want to, to add these products to their diet. But do you mind if we share with our audience now an interesting testimonial of a gentleman
Sure.
who had some serious brain issues? I think Jeff says his name is Christopher. So Jeff's going to share that story with us right now. And this will kind of lay the foundation for us. And you can comment on it if you'd like, or whichever direction you'd like to go in on this, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right, good. So Jeff, you've got our attention, my friend.
All righty. Thank you. Yeah, this is one of the first ones that I, other than my wife, Helen, who at age 17 had suffered a concussion and was out of school for 4 months. The changes that this provided for her was amazing, but truly for somebody to stand up in front of a group and share their experiences, I need to go here with Christopher. And this was back when we were still calling the product military micronutrient formulation, or MMF. And you can see that he struggles with that a little bit, but here we go with Christopher.
And I mean, you're almost standing there at attention. It's just natural for him. So, Christopher.
Thank you, sir. Everybody, my name's Christopher, as I said. I spent 7 years in the Army, and I spent 4.5 years at war. I was shot 3 times, blown up by a suicide bomber. I've been in 5 vehicle rollover accidents, and I've been stabbed 7 times.
Holy
God has blessed me with a resilient body.
Dang.
When the Army finally did retire me, I had a major problem with depression and dealing with the injuries that I had sustained. I had a brain injury that was causing me to have seizures, and I was having a seizure probably almost once a week because of it. And I spent 475 days in the hospital at Eisenhower Medical Center in Fort Gordon, Georgia. And finally, when the decision was made to retire me, it was so hard with me to deal with not being a soldier anymore that I tried to kill myself 3 separate times, 3 years following that. Every year on the anniversary, I had tried to kill myself in violent ways, cut myself on either side, took a knife and buried it in my throat, cut my own throat from ear to ear. And 3 months ago, I got put on MMI, or the MMI, and sorry, a little nervous. But I got put on that 3 months ago, and the VA had me on a 52 pill a day regimen to keep my seizures down. I was on pain medications, 3 different kind of opioids. I was taking antipsychotics, antidepressants, and 3 different kinds of medication to keep me from going into convulsions for my seizures, and came off of all of it, not any of it any longer.
Yeah, just pretty amazing. That many, 52 pills a day is what the VA had him on. And just grateful to have Christopher still with us. So,
Yes, definitely.
Jonathan, I'll turn it back to you, but yeah, pretty amazing.
That is absolutely incredible. Jeff, thank you very much for sharing that story with us. I think that's a good way to lay the foundation for our discussion. So, Dr. Prasad, because of that, I wonder then if we can't just get your comments on your flagship product. I mean, that sounds like as good a place as any to start, because there is taking MMF, which is now micro daily, and I'm showing a picture here now of the the top of the line version of your product, because this thing has evolved now to an animal, a beast that most of us have a hard time truly containing, because it's an unbelievable product now. So please tell us, how and why can someone benefit from this with serious brain issues?
Yeah. First, you have to know what is happening in the brain normally when you are aging, or when you get injury or any kind of like he was in a war zone and exposed to many toxin and all this kind of stuff. So first, you have to know what is happening in the brain normally, and then all the stressor from outside can aggravate that. And what is happening in the brain is that the brain uses 20% of respired oxygen is used by brain, and for energy, because brain needs a lot of energy to produce it. And one and only one way, major way to produce energy is using oxygen. And oxygen is used by mitochondria, which is a tiny membranous structure. And mitochondria picks up so much oxygen that 2% of unused oxygen leaks out and generates a lot of excessive amount of free radicals, billions of free radicals. But even normal procedure of generating energy from oxygen, and they generate as a byproduct free radicals. So you can see that our brain is daily exposed to high level of free radicals. And as you know, when free radicals are produced, and if you don't attenuate them, then they will induce chronic inflammation. So first, let us talk about free radicals. Then you'd have thought that brain should have a higher level of antioxidant to protect it. But no, this is opposite is true. Brain has the lowest level of antioxidant to protect against free radical. Then you can say, well, nature was not kind enough that they asked to produce much more, but they did not provide enough nutrient. But what nature provided is the plasticity of brain function. So your neuron has to get lost 50, 60% before the clinical symptoms appears of a disease, say, for example. And so that and also that after the age of, say, 25, I think the normal rate of neuron occurs because of these events. This is normally you start losing, I think it was I don't know, I forgot, 5% every 10 years. But anyway, by the time you reach 60, 65, 60, 70% of neuron are not there, but still you are functional. So the question is how you can prevent the rate of the loss of neuron while you are growing up, while you are younger.
Can you just pause 1 second there before you go into this preventing the loss of neurons, just to make sure that our audience gets this. And I hope everybody understood this. Dr. Prasad said the brain is using massive amounts of oxygen, and to produce mitochondrial function gives off free radicals. So oxygen is exposing the brain to oxidative stress. Free radicals is exposing the brain to oxidative stress. And the lowest amount of antioxidants or protection for the brain is in the brain.
Right.
And then as we age, we're losing it at a rapid rate at the same time.
Yes.
Neurons.
Yeah, neuron is just gradually is leading. And so by the time you reach 60, 65% of neuron, and if you have not taken care of your brain, then you have disease like Parkinson, Alzheimer, all kind of dementia.
Okay, and that's the important thing, is for folks to understand that oxidative stress and free radicals translates into the progression of disease.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Okay. If you don't do anything. So the question is how we can reduce the rate of the loss.
Right.
First, normally, and disease state is entirely different issue. First, the normal while we are growing up from, say, childhood to things of what we can do. And it is not only that immune function is important while you are growing, but also you want to prevent the loss of neuron. So then you say that how we can do it. Our diet does not provide adequate amount because kind of diet we eat, as you know. And I think there was one statistic that there was a lot of people have micronutrient deficiency. And when you have micronutrient deficiency, did further aggravate the oxidative stress in the brain as well as in some other organ as well, but especially in the brain.
Especially.
Our brain is already producing or is already in a high oxidative stress. So the question is that what other way you can improve the antioxidant status of the brain? One and only way is that you have an appropriate type of micronutrient, like we have a micro daily EMF, and therefore this one, if you start earlier, forget about it for the time being disease process, you can reduce the rate of the normal rate of loss of neuron. So when you are 65 or older, then you don't have a neuronal loss, and therefore you don't have a neurological memory issue and other kind of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is very important to remember, not to explaining that fellows who has suffered from concussive injury and varieties of other injury in a ward. And so you can see that his brain was really bad. And as you know, we ran a study on veterans who were exposed to concussive injury or traumatic brain injury, also is called, in San Diego Medical Center. And Dr. Captain Hoffer was the Navy captain there at that time, Dr. Hoffer. And the symptoms, classical symptoms, this was not as acute as his case, but it was also showing the sign of a memory, dizziness and balancing problem.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the classical symptoms. At least these two, they were measuring it because they were young fellows. And so this was a 12-week study. One group got a standard therapy that they have been getting all these years. Another group got a standard therapy plus MMF at that time, old MMF,
Mm-hmm.
and 12-week study. And then the code was broken. But even after 1 week, nurses were saying, I don't know why some people are doing better than the other one, because they were measuring quantitatively by various machines the symptoms of dizziness, balancing problems. And so there were 18 different, I can't even pronounce the name of the machine, but there were 8 or 10 different quantitative measurements. And so, but after 3 months, when the code was broken, they found that the combination group who get both a standard therapy and MMF did much, much better on all these criteria. And Dr. Harper presented this work in Europe someplace in an international society of audiologists.
Wow.
So it was so this is what you expected it after that result. And you can see that even under extreme conditions, like this gentleman was, you can see that even microdaily alone.
Yeah.
Don't forget, now we know the same person that we tested on, they must have also intestinal dysbiosis.
Yeah.
I mean, intestinal bacteria, number of toxic bacteria is increasing anytime you have any kind of disease symptoms, and especially even in case of brain, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease. These are all associated with the changes in the intestinal bacteria in favor of the toxic bacteria. And you can imagine if we have at that time available all these that we have today, you can see that this is and why this probiotic so unique? Because most of the probiotic that we have listed up is the lactobacillus and bifido strain. They are very useful, very helpful bacteria. They are the one who produce butyric acid. But when you take it orally in a capsule form, they get degraded. 60 to 70% are destroyed in acid stomach pH. Stomach pH, as you know, is very acidic. And then enter into the intestine, a small intestine, there is another acid, bile acid. They get further destroyed. So by the time they go there, and so that's why the last one, as you can see, that we have a Bacillus coagulant and Saccharomyces boulardii. These two are resistant. They don't get destroyed in acid pH. And that's why it is very useful to that. And then, of course, you have to have a prebiotic, and you can see the prebiotic is listed, which are all soluble and insoluble fiber. They are called prebiotics because the bacteria require this prebiotic to ferment it. And during fermentation process, not only butyric acid, but many other valuable neurotransmitters, B vitamins, and so on, they are formed. So you can see that if we had available at that time, these people would have much better response than what we take.
Wow. Dr. Prasad, this is fascinating. The biggest takeaway from me that I hope that everyone else is grabbing is that even combining these natural supplements with conventional treatment, the only thing that could happen is improvement in the treatment.
Exactly. That's very important to remember. No matter what kind of medication you are taking it, these things that we have, like microdaily EMF or probiotics, they will help to improve further. And sometimes if everything is going well, a doctor may decide to reduce your dose of particular medication. Like he said, he was on a 52 medication.
Yeah.
But if you are feeling good, the doctor gradually can reduce it. And it has happened to many patients, diabetic patients, that they remove the oral medication that they were getting it. So it has a double advantage.
That's right. That's right. We keep hearing a lot of that,
and so what nature did not provide, antioxidant, we know what happens in the brain.
Yeah.
The rate of loss, normal rate of loss, forget about the exposure to various things, then it created more rapid loss of neuron. You are exposed to toxic agents. And so in this scenario, I think that we provide from because humans have obtained a lot of knowledge on this issue, therefore provide what nature did not provide.
So, well, we should have been getting it in our diet. I think something you said earlier is important. We should have been getting this from our diet. So,
but the diet we don't get, it's a good diet.
It didn't have to be built into us. If we were eating good food, it would be available to us. Yeah,
then that would have been okay. But at least functionally. But these days,
the food's not available. The nutrition is just not there.
It's not there. It's not there. We are used to all fatty food and fast food, fried food. I mean, I like sometimes those kind of food, but not when I control my diet,
Yeah, well, once in a while, everybody kind of jumps off the wagon a little bit. But these strains of bacteria that you selected here, all acid resistant and heat resistant, Dr. Prasad, that's simply brilliant. But you didn't stop there. You went on to examine the omegas. So can you tell us a little bit about how this helps the brain?
Yeah, it is so important especially for brain. It is overall health, because omega-3 fatty acid is called essential fatty acid. Our body do not make it. You have to remember, our body do not make it. We rely on the diet. And so, and how it is important, and the diet, like if you have vegetarian diet, you can get only EPA. Too tough to pronounce for me. Is EPA gets it. And if you get an EPA, sorry, not EPA, but you get an ALA, alpha-linoleic acid. If you're vegetarian diet, you get only ALA, alpha-ALA, and gamma-LA, which is omega-6. These two are also essential amino acid. But DHA and EPA, only place you can get is from the fish. Or if you are for example, if you are a vegan and don't want to have it, then you can get it from the algae. But algae purification requires extensive procedure, and sometimes mercury and other heavy metal can come as a contamination. So if you are vegan, then you have no choice to take a chance, but at least it is better. But the fish, because people think that the fish makes it DHA and EPA. EPA and DHA that you see there is not made by the fish, but it is made by the algae, because fish eat those algae. That's why their level is very high. So the only way you can get is a DHA and EPA directly is from the like we have provided it, in this scenario. But if you eat fish but nobody eats fish every day.
Right.
And why it is important? Because brain has a lot of membranous structure. You can see it has axon, dendrites connecting with each other, highest number of membranous structure than any other organ in the body. It has also, that means it has a lot of receptor because you have to do a lot of function. And then what people have measured it, that DHA, which is important, 40% of the fatty acid, there's a lot of fatty acid there in the brain because of the membranous structure. But 40% of DHA is needed for the brain to maintain the membranous structure because they are also produce new membrane, old membrane get damaged. So it is 40% of fatty acids are DHA. So this is very important. So if you take a ALA, alpha linoleic acid, they get 1% get converted to DHA. So it is a very slow conversion rate. But if you take every day, good food, then you might have some. But the best thing is the DHA. So by taking the omega-3 daily, you have given additional weapon to brain to fight against. It also has some antioxidant effect. Not only that, but new membranes are formed. They have to be protected. If you just take omega-3 fatty acid, like many commercial will say, it cures everything, that it forms the new membrane or receptors. But if you are not protecting them from oxidative stress by anti-micronutrient, then it is no value. It might have transient effect. You see what I mean? In other words, you can make a new membrane, you can provide a lot of DHA, but if it is not protected by micronutrient, then it will not have any optimal prolonged effect.
The combination is absolutely essential then. You just should not ever separate the two.
No, you cannot.
Wow.
And I think this is extremely important. And another thing is for brain is also equally important. But I want to say about omega-6. The US diet has a ratio, omega-3 versus omega-6, 1 to 10. And a small amount of omega-6 is anti-inflammation, but higher amount of DHA is pro-inflammatory, causes inflammation, extensive inflammation. That's why, but if you look Alaskan natives there, Eskimos, their ratio is 1 to 1.
Wow.
So they don't suffer any chronic diseases.
So we're 6 to 1.
But yeah, 1 to 10 is the American diet, Western diet. I don't mean just America, European diet. And so the people recommended 1 to 4, but I think 1 to 4 is still high enough for me. So we have kept it a DHA and EPA ratio 2 to 1.
2 to 1. 2 to 1. Okay, so
this is very important because they have tested clinically, and this has improved the brain function.
Wrap your minds around this, folks. This is one here that you want to add to your diet. I noticed that your serving size is 2 soft gels, Dr. Prasad. So is that 2 once a day or 1 twice a day?
1 twice a day, you can take it.
You can separate it if you want.
Yeah. And because it is non-toxic, but suppose you financially restrained, but at least you take once a day.
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay,
if you can, it is good.
This is go ahead.
Then comes to another one. The 4 is collagen peptides.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're going there. Before you do, Dr. Prasad, I want just everyone to notice something on here too. Dr. Prasad included borage oil. Borage oil has also good properties as far as diabetic neuropathy is concerned. So just keep that in mind. That's an by the way, added benefit to this product.
And from there, they had a small amount of omega-3 fatty acid. Took only a small amount.
There you go. Okay, so
not the whole
additional benefit.
Not the entire seeds, but only 30 milligram from there.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, go on with your collagen peptide.
Yeah, collagen
This-
peptide.
This is
again,
my favorite now. Out of all of them, this is my favorite.
yeah, collagen peptide. This unique is because there are many collagen peptide. You know, some people say it's $100 or billion industry. Collagen peptide, especially it is very popular among women, and it should be popular in men too because men age just like women. But I guess
Yes, sir.
men doesn't care about their appearance.
It's not as high on the
High on
scale
the
as it
list.
should be. That's right.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at that, women are more health conscious, interested than
That's
men.
right. That's right.
But-
That's
but
a general
anyway,
rule.
So collagen peptide, I looked, the research did what are commercially available. I found out that one thing is missing because the reason collagen get degraded in your skin or from your heart or from your brain is because there is an enzyme called collagenase. They get increased. And they increased it, and then they start slowly degrading it.
Mm-hmm.
So none of the product that we saw, examined at that time, they have all kind of a collagen peptide from the chicken, from the fish, and all the. So what does it make difference from which sources you have? But the important thing is that they did not have the inhibitor
Right.
of the collagenase.
Right.
Another is elastase, which is elastin. Both get lost.
Nobody had anything that would inhibit the loss of what's going on in your body.
Collagen, yeah, exactly. And so we decided that we look at that where is I didn't know myself. So I did research on this issue and found out that amla extract. Amla is very good fruits. It in India is very common. In front of my house, there used to be amla tree, and I used to have the fruits all the time. And in Ayurvedic medicine, it is used. It has antioxidant effect too. But I was not interested in other function of amla extract. But we were interested in because it has an inhibitor of collagenase and elastase.
That's huge.
That's huge. And then I said, well, is there any other place where they can do combination can be better? Then I looked at white tea extract, surprisingly, has also inhibitor of those enzymes, which degrades collagen and elastin. And so I said, oh, you have to add that because combination does a more powerful than the just give you just
One by itself. You got two mechanisms of action. Dr. Prasad,
Yeah.
this is just absolutely brilliant that you would add the enzyme inhibitors to the product. And I think if everybody's listening and paying attention right now, they are witnessing genius in front of us. This product is like no other product on the market because not only is it giving you the collagen peptide your whole body needs, that your brain needs, it's stopping you from losing the collagen that you've already made. So even if you could find a cheaper one out there, what good is it? It's like putting water, getting water in
you might see
water in a bucket that's got a hole in it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's very interesting. That's what I think. I think collagen peptide is also pending patent.
No,
but another thing very important
isn't this one the one that the patent has been granted on, Dr. Prasad?
I think either collagen peptides. Yeah, I think it is a collagen peptides. Yeah.
This now is no longer patent pending, folks. The patent has just been granted.
Yeah.
You know, so this is in a league all by itself. No one has a product like this anywhere in the world.
And another thing that goes down is the skin become dryness is called hyaluronic acid. Last one is very important. But here, this is enzyme is not involved. Like you have hyaluronidase enzyme which degrades it. But the reason it gets down because the synthesis of this enzyme decreases.
I got you.
Formation. So enzyme inhibitor, it will be good, but it won't do as good until you do something about synthesis. Or other alternative, you give them from outside.
Right.
So you have plenty there, and then they don't have to new form. And then also you inhibit this by hyaluronidase, this enzyme. There's a mixture of inhibitor, and they get inhibited. So what you could not form, you give from outside. And then by enzyme inhibitor, they stay there. And so your skin is more hydrated.
That's beautiful. Dr. Prasad, the beauty benefits of this is great. Could you tell us a little bit, though, about how this affects beta amyloids so that the brain part of it
Yes.
comes out?
Yeah, but there are two aspects of the one. Recently, I discovered another function of collagen is where we always knew the collagen peptides is important for diabetes because there has been a human trial clinical study, so nobody. But collagen peptide, for example, experimental data show that collagen peptides and brain has a collagen peptide number 6. This is present only in the nerve cell, not in glial cell. And so what happens that if you give them collagen peptide, the brain makes a collagen 6 and they binds it with beta amyloid. And beta amyloid is a small protein which kills your nerve cell, like cholinergic nerve cell, which stores memory, your learning ability, and so on. So it kills them. And so if the collagen peptide binds with this one peptides, then they become inactive.
Okay.
It did not reduce the production of the beta amyloid,
but it binds with it,
the action
and neutralizes it.
But you combine that. But micronutrient that we have in microdaily EMF
reduces the production.
Also reduce the production.
Okay.
So that's why combination is important.
Okay. Pay attention, folks. Did you hear that? This is what the professor just told us. The professor just told us that the thing that causes Alzheimer's disease is beta amyloid, doing damage to certain part of the neurons in the brain.
Yeah.
This collagen peptide binds to that beta amyloid. To it, meaning can take it out as waste. And then if you add microdaily to it, it reduces the amount of beta amyloids that's being produced in your brain. Protect your brain, folks. Protect your brain. This is not an optional product here. If you're over 60, if you're over 55, this is not an optional product. This one, along with microdaily, is a must. Thank you, Dr. Go ahead.
Yeah. Even though if you are taking any kind of medicine. So this is very important. And also another thing is very important to maintain for a brain function. In the beginning, at least I thought it, that for example, insulin defect, insulin can be a problem if the insulin.
Hold on, Dr. Prasad, you got muted somehow. Let's get Dr. Prasad unmuted, please.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, there we go. So what did you say about insulin? We heard you say about insulin. Go ahead.
So just like a peripheral tissue, like in our body, the brain also has like insulin receptors. Brain produces also insulin, and that I was not aware of until research. Yeah. And so if there is a defect in glucose metabolism, like glutathione, suppose you damage the insulin receptor in the brain, and then glucose cannot enter into the cell, that it impairs the brain function. It will impair the brain, performing the brain function. So maintaining glucose function, normal glucose metabolism is extremely important. And again, how the receptor get damaged, insulin receptor, is oxidative stress.
Wow. Okay. So that would explain then why a person whose the sugar levels go low, they kind of get a little loopy.
Yeah.
And they jokingly say you need a Snickers or something like that, but there's a scientific reason why, because the brain needs that glucose.
Yeah, that's right. A certain amount of glucose is extremely important.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
Therefore, you can't deprive that. Once in a while I eat ice cream, not much, but
yeah, once in a while. Once in a while. Now.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Dr. Prasad, in the last few minutes that we have left here, tell us how it is that Brain Boost is food for those new neurons that are being formed.
Yeah. It's for two reasons. One reason is for example, we added curcumin, and resveratrol, 2. And these 2 are more powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammation than, say, vitamin A, C, or E, more powerful. So I said, yeah, they can be added. They are non-toxic. And resveratrol, not only it protects the mitochondria and from oxidative damage, from free radical damage, but it also increases the formation of new mitochondria. Resveratrol does it. And so resveratrol it becomes very important, and curcumin. So we added those 2. Then we also added some extra amount of a coenzyme Q10, which we have in a micro daily EMF, but we added some more. Why? Because this is a substrate. If mitochondria is functional very nicely, then it requires some more additional substrate, and coenzyme Q10 is used to generate energy with the help of oxygen. And so I said, I will add some oxygen. And then also we added a vitamin B, I think it was a
niacin B3.
and niacin in different form is ribosides, which is a nicotinamide. I was trying to remember nicotinamide ribosides. And so we added that one because this is also used as a substrate for mitochondrial function. So I said, in order to improve mitochondria more, we added it to this 2 additional coenzyme Q10 and a nicotinamide, which is B3. I think it is a B3, and so vitamin B3. I mean, and so that's the important one. Then another thing that we added was that phosphatidylserine and phosphatidylcholine. You can see listed phosphatidylcholine, and then later on listed phosphatidylserine. And these 2 are precursor of the membrane. So again, same story, that without that, they can't form the membrane. And so it says, well, they get damaged by various reasons. So if they form when new membranes are formed, they're more efficient because you are also protecting them from oxidate free radical damage.
Wow.
And so these are the precursor of membrane. Without that, membrane cannot form.
Wow. That's beautiful, Dr. Prasad. I know this product is phenomenal.
Yes.
You call it a brain boost, but I'm here to tell everybody here, I take 2 of these at least twice a day. And I can tell you, I know for a fact, Bernard must have had a couple of them before he started this meeting today. So there's no question what this does to the brain, because it just lights things up, and it's just an absolutely wonderful addition to it. So this is incredible, Dr. Prasad. Everything that you've done so far is promoting and protecting our brain.
Yeah, and also the brain cannot be protected fully by one approach, like just giving a, say, brain boost alone, or giving a micro daily EMF. It will be some good, and or collagen peptide alone. You have to have a combination approach. This is the first time anyone has proposed a multiple approach to address the human health.
Right. Well, you've knocked this one out of the park.
And diet is always important. I always emphasize diet.
Yeah.
Try to take as good diet as possible.
Yeah. Well, anyone who's heard any of my meetings, and especially if you're involved, you always mention a good diet. And I'm just going to tell people, cut weed killer out of your diet if possible. So that means try to get as much non-GMO food as you can, and try to go as organic as you can. Yes. But now, if someone invited you to this presentation today, your baseline should be this product at the very, very, very minimum. I'm suggesting the Microdaily EMF Hydro just because it's Dr. Prasad's most powerful formula. So this is incredible, and it tastes really good. And as you can see, on a subscription basis, it's only $83. So that is the way to go. But there's 3 bundles that you want to have a conversation with. Whoever invited you, have that conversation with them about these 3 bundles. While I tell you that the EMF is the baseline, Dr. Prasad says the basic bundle should include probiotic boost. That's the basic.
Yes.
Then he also says if you want to just step it up a little bit and go to the premium bundle, you want to add the collagen. And in my personal opinion, you cannot, we all need the collagen. So whether you're male or female, we're talking about holding on to our brain. And Dr. Prasad just gave us all kinds of reasons that we must have collagen as part of our diet. And as you can see, the final one is Dr. Prasad's Core 4. It includes the omega-3, and he gave you all the reasons why this omega-3 is unlike any other omega-3 on the market. There's nothing else like it out there. Nothing else like it. We just did a couple of comparisons. Jeff and I was talking with a client just a couple of days ago, and they had a really good omega, but their ratio of DHA and DEA, was
EPA.
The EPA was completely out of balance.
Yeah.
They weren't in the 2 to 1.
And also omega-6, they have sometimes very high level.
Very high levels of it. So was it even close? But Dr. Prasad has done the math and put the correct formula together for you. So you really need to be having a conversation at least about the Core 4. And then if you do decide to add the brain boost, then you call customer service, and what they'll do is they'll give you a significant discount in adding this to your Core 4.
Right.
Your Core 4. So you have to call customer service for that. So when you place that order, don't just do it yourself on the computer. If you're going to add this to it, call customer service and you get an additional discount on this. I think you get like somewhere around 10% off of this additional item. And then if you add another item like the eye boost and the CBD boost, you get even more discounts on each additional one that you add to your Core 4. So just keep that in mind as you're going forward and making your decision about your subscription. So this is what you want to do. Get back to the person who invited you to this discussion and have that conversation with them. So Dr. Prasad, before we wrap up, because we're just about at the top of the hour right now, one question came in. It's brain related, but not one of the products that you've discussed. Elizabeth wanted to know if a client has been prescribed Prozac or Zoloft, is it okay for them to continue with the CBD that they've been taking?
I think they can, but if you are taking CBD, you will see that you don't need any of those. But for the time being, you continue to take both. And then if you're feeling great, and then doctor will reduce the dosage or even completely, because they does exactly the same thing. The CBD combination with the thing that we have Core 4, it will also makes you relaxed, happy, no anxiety, no depression. So, but when you are taking already, continue to take it, but it would not interfere with what we are suggesting it.
There we go.
CBD would be important. If you have anxiety and depression, CBD 100 milligram is non-toxic, you must.
Very good. Thank you very much. That was what I was thinking, but I think it was great that they could hear that from the professor. So take a screenshot of this page here, folks. It gives you the dates and themes of the upcoming discussions for the rest of this week. And next week, I always get this question, why don't you tell us earlier what you're going to be talking about next week? Well, we do. At the end of every week, every meeting now, Dr. Prasad and I announce to you exactly what we're going to be talking about next week. See, Dr. Prasad's done a phenomenal amount of research on anti-aging. So we're going to talk about, what's involved in aging gracefully. You can't stop the aging process, but you can make it a little bit more graceful. And you can make it so that it's not nearly as debilitating and excruciating as it is for some folks. So we're going to dive into some of his research on anti-aging next week. So you want to make sure that you're here for that. And if there's somebody out there that you care about, then you want to have them here. You don't want them to be sitting around and not being able to take advantage of the information that we have access to here with Dr. Prasad. So thank you again, Dr. Prasad,
Sure, it was fun.
for all that you bring to the table. It is clear to us every time we have these discussions that we're very fortunate to have access to everything that you bring and offer to us for an educational point of view. So we look forward to being back with you. For anyone that's in my group, I do another presentation that's coming Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock. There are others, as you can see on the calendar, that I shared with you. But next Sunday, start inviting folks to this meeting next Sunday. Invite. Once again, thank you, Dr. Prasad. And for those who are interested, we're going to have a brief business meeting immediately following this discussion. If you'd like to unmute now, you can do so, and thank Dr.
Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you,
Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. I really have a testimony, brother. Miss Jonathan. This is Barbara Green. I want to tell you about my stroke I had in 2005. I know that it's time.
Great, let's hear it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be very, very quick. But anyway, in 2005, I had a TIA. And when I went, my face was twisted, my mouth was twisted, my speech was slurred. And the doctor, when I went to Charity Hospital, they said, we need to put you in the hospital because you've had a TIA. Well, I'm a very conscious person of my spiritual need. It was the Lord's evening meal. I said, oh no, I cannot go in the hospital today. I said, can I be an outpatient? He said, ma'am, you really need to be in the hospital. So anyway, I didn't go in the hospital and I went on to what I did. But anyway, recently, just last week, my big toe wasn't moving. I've been dizzy. I've been losing my balance. I've been falling. They just contributed all to the stroke I had in 2005. I'm presently on all of the products that Dr. Prasad has for us. My balance is better. They have to make me a special brace for my toe though, because my big toe is not still moving on the left side. But it's amazing how evidently Almighty God made sure I hear this meeting today, as well as back in December, when I first prayed to start walking again. And I'm back to normal, almost. And I just can't say nothing but thank you, Jonathan, Dean, Dr. Prasad, and the whole Engaged family, because it does make a difference with your health and your life.
Wow, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much, Barbara, for sharing that story.
Great
Dr.
testimony of Barbara.
On the products.
Thank you, Barbara.
That's another one, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
Dr. Prasad.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Prasad,
you.
for coming. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Jonathan. Love you, brother.
All right.
Dr. Prasad.
Bye-bye.
Be blessed.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Jonathan. Love y'all. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Wow.
Thanks a lot.
All right, everybody. We can bring music down a little bit now. Okay. All right. Let's see how many people stayed. Oh, we got 70 people. It probably go down to about 50, but that's okay. First of all, I just want to thank Barbara for sharing. You know, when you have good things happen to you and you hear this, these experiences, we don't pay people for. We don't pay them for it. These people are actually giving these experiences because we have products that actually work. I had somebody ask me, how soon do you see results on certain products? I have been actually sharing these products, and within a day in certain cases within 3 days, in certain cases it may take a week. I had somebody that was in great shape, and some of us do. We just give people our products that's in great shape. And first thing they say is, they'll take it for about 2 months and says, I don't see no difference. You know, I'm healthy and blah, 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 and they'll come off of it. And then they'll call you back in a month and say, I cannot believe what this product was doing, blah, blah, blah. And they go back on and they stay on. In certain cases, I've seen people actually go in for their numbers to their doctors, and the doctors are saying, what in the world are you doing? That's what kind of company we have. So thank you all for coming on. Those ones that decided to stay, I want to thank you for staying. And we're going to have a brief, small conversation. We're going to go ahead and mute everybody out. Well, let's not mute people out. Let's just ask the people the question for about 2 minutes. What was it that you enjoyed tonight about this presentation? And let's raise some hands here. What did you enjoy tonight about this presentation? I'm gonna give you an opportunity to, Barbara. Barbara, we'll give you 1 minute. But by the way, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. All I want to say, I enjoyed the fact Jonathan kept sending that to my phone, and I wasn't going to get on, but I appreciate it. Something said you better get on there. Well, anyway, I rest my case with what I'm dealing with the dizziness and the balance. I didn't know what it was. Nobody knew what it was, but now I know. And Michael Daly has brought me to peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. 30 seconds. This is 30 seconds strong with what you enjoyed about tonight's presentation. And also get the people who's just on out of curious and want to leave, give them a little bit about the meeting, about what you enjoyed. Michelle.
Okay. Yes, what I enjoyed was to hear from Dr. Prasad and Jonathan about the effect of beta amyloids with regards to people that have Alzheimer's. That was truly outstanding for me too.
Alzheimer's and dementia is on the increase. And therefore, if you're on these products, guess what? The first thing we want to do is diminish the progression of it. And then hopefully over time, as you take it, it'll actually help you to deal with these challenges. Okay, Mateo, you have it, bad brother. You got something good to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate towards the end what he had said about the Zoloft medication and the antidepressants, because there's so many people that are on that medication. I became an affiliate through Ed and Joyce, and I was gonna ask them about that. I was gonna ask Ed and Joyce about that. And I like how he clarified that with the CBD and how that interacts with the brain. That's what I really enjoy.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's huge today. By the way, if you got kids that's unruly, can't stay focused, whatever, you'd be surprised at what these products can do for them. You'd be surprised at how it calms them down and how they're now getting more into learning mode. Freddie, go ahead. Thank you, Mateo.
I enjoyed the fact that Dr. Prasad does so much of his own research, and he wants to truly understand what's going on before he puts the combinations together. And we're definitely benefiting from the time that he takes with it. You know, I've been on it for about almost a year now. And one of my issues was anxiety and depression, and the products are definitely helping.
Beautiful. I appreciate everybody keeping that in that 30-second range. So now, I think I've gotten all the names of the people who wanted to comment on that. But the question is, now we know the product works. By the way, during the week, they have different segments. You're not required to be at all these presentations. But what I love about the company is that they give us opportunity. They have experiences night. They have making finances night. They have nights of product. They talk about the products, and you can zoom in on that calendar. It gives you options of when you want to go in there and look at something about these programs. So many people on here, though, once you become a good customer, what I notice, and I'm just going to do real talk with you, because with me, I'm retired. I have a pretty decent retirement. Some people say, well, you're there to make money. No, I'm not. My lifestyle is very little, and it just so happened that this product works so well that I just love to share it with people. And part of the byproduct is that this company pays you for going out and talking about their products. They're not on no TV or whatever, and they individuals may promote it in certain segments, but the truth of the matter is we have a product that's so well that the company has decided that they rather have you as spokesman rather than just having stuff just basically on television, selling off those shelves or anything like that. So you are a product of the product. So the question people are asking is, can I make money from this? And with me, I'm not going to get into how much I make, but I will tell you this. I came on, when I first started, I enjoyed these products so well that I decided that I wanted to share it with people and see whether they get the same results. I started sharing it with people that were walking with canes. I started sharing with people that had immune system problems. People know that we went through this segment of pandemic. I wanted to see whether the immune system get well enough that people that were dropping around me, would they have a better result? Everything that I tried with these products with other people, it produced 10 times fold what I expected. Everybody would call me and say, hey, Bernard, what is this stuff? Now, I've been in programs in the past where you call them up and say, did you order for them up? This is the first time I've ever been with a company, a product that people call up if they feel their stuff is delayed. And then I show them how to go back there and find where their product is. In certain cases, they were complaining while their stuff was out in their mailbox. They hadn't been out their mailbox and actually seen it. So I had to guide them with that. But I love to be in that segment that I'm not begging people to get better. If you got to beg somebody to be better, you have to let them go. With me, I just lost my mother. I actually buried her this week. And it's the ironic thing is that I had these products and I was trying to convince her to give it a chance. And my mother decided that she'd rather do just, now I'm not saying not do what doctors say, I say just chemotherapy and radiation. And the results were she went down like a rock. But we can't beg people to feel better. You just can't do it. But what you can do is keep feeding in their ear some of the experiences that people are having to feel better. Now, here's what that has to do with money, is if you have a product that works, this is the first company I've ever seen that actually takes, this company actually take every single product that comes to your network and they actually pay you for it. So in September, when I found it at work, I said, you know what, this is easy to do, get customers. And some of them customers want to build their own business. And as a result, I decided to make it a small business for me. Well, was it productive for me? Yes, I got an account. I just wanted just Engage Global to go in that account. And I had a new car. And I decided I'm going to pay for my new car and my air conditioning system, which was $18,500. My car was $28,000. I decided to go ahead and pay for my stuff out of the accounts of Engage Global because it was doing so well. Thank you so much for those of you that are offering condolences. The results were, as of last month, I paid my car off, I paid my air conditioning system off, and now my wife and I are talking about we're going to take the income that's coming in from it now and start paying our house off. Now, for us just starting in September, and only investing at that time $40, but now I think it's $50. But for us to do that and actually make a living off this is momentous. That means that now it pays for most of my bills that are coming in. Simplistic life. I'm not out looking to buy no Tesla or no Bentley or anything like that because I lose interest in cars after 2 weeks and the note keep coming. So I learned early in the game, keep it simple. Pay your stuff off. And if you pay your stuff off, money's coming in, you can live like a millionaire, even though you're not a millionaire, and without the worry of someone trying to take your money. So the question, how can you actually take a business as simplistic as Engage Global with all these products, these wonderful products that work? How can we take something like this and then pay a bill? How can we take something like this and perhaps start living where we can go on a dream vacation without taking from Peter to pay Paul? How can we do that? How can we develop a income that we can literally walk away from a place that we absolutely hate seeing those people when we come into work, and they pay us just enough not to quit, and we do just enough not to get fired? How can we rectify that? Jonathan, are you on? I'm not sure whether Jonathan
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, then I'll get ready to ask Jeff to come on all if I didn't see you. But I need Jonathan. There are a lot of people right now, and I intentionally made sure that I stretched over about 7 to 8 minutes to talk about this because I wanted the people that weren't interested in this to have a chance to go. You see 63 devices on here, and these people want to know realistic. Some of these people have been in all kind of programs. They've been in Amway, Melaleuca, Noni, they've just been in everything you can name. But what is it that makes Engage Global as far as making finances? What is it that separate them And 97% don't make money in this industry. But in this case, I noticed that everyone I brought on that came in business made some finances. What is it that makes this company different? That's what we want to know. We don't want no flop, no fleece and all that other stuff. We just want reality, and we want to know how can we take and share this product and get paid what we're truly worth. You have the podium. You have the lecture.
I love your question, Bernard, and what you've said lays the foundation for it very nicely. The reason why this is the ultimate opportunity, in my opinion, is because you're talking about a few capsules that really don't take a whole lot of effort to swallow. Open a bottle, swallow a few capsules, and your life can change. That's the first thing that makes this a great opportunity. The second thing is Dr. Prasad, absolutely brilliant. The man is total genius. He's put together formulas that are no nonsense, absolute 100% walk-off, grand slam, home run formulas that absolutely work. Every one of them works. There was a time when I would, question whether something was beneficial. Even when Jeff first told me about MMF back in 2016, I've only been to Missouri once in my life, but you'd swear I was from Missouri because I need proof, because I've heard everything you could imagine before. And I just thought this was more blah, 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 until he sent that package to 4 people who were close to me that all had diabetes that was out of control. And all 4 of them said the same thing. I've never seen my fasting sugar levels this low before. They all said the same thing. So 1 out of 4, that would have been pretty good. 2 out of 4 would have been phenomenal, but 4 out of 4, something is not normal here. Something is not normal. The other products I had, none of them had 100%, not 4 out of 4 impact on diabetes. None of them did. So that's a big part of it. The next thing for me is that it's income you can count on. Even during the time that I got distracted taking care of so many other things. I do a lot of volunteer work. So I was focused on a lot of other things for a long time. I still kept getting a check with this company. From the time that I came back and started working again, my check has simply been very predictable. This company has a predictable pay plan. I'm going to show you this little video because it says in 3 minutes what would take me 30 minutes to say. And then I'm done, Bernard. So I'm going to give you this little 3-minute video. And I think everybody needs to just kind of, just encapsulate it. What you're going to get out of this, essentially, what you're going to get out of it is that the company has 3 basic income streams. Listen for all 3 and see if you can identify them. 3 simple income streams. And any one of them is enough to do what Bernard did. But you take all 3 of them in totality, and it can be life-changing. So I'm going to play the video, and then you can decide from there what you'd like to do. Be good if I turn the volume up.
Bring health and wellness to the world with the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient. At Engage, we're redefining an entire industry. We're connecting our mission to bring health and wellness to the world with the world's most scientifically validated micronutrients, and our vision of creating a first-of-its-kind enhanced affiliate pay plan where 100% of our affiliates can win and make real money. Our affiliate plan rewards you for enrolling customers, and our team builder plan rewards you for building a team of affiliates. You can do one or both. It's up to you, and both reward you unlike any other pay plan in the world. This whole thing works thanks to our loyal monthly subscribers who find such great results. They stay with us for much longer than industry standard. Retention. 1 month average, 94%, with some months at 100%. 3 month average, 72%. 12-month average, 60%. This plan works so well, 45% of engaged affiliates make money within 90 days or less, compared to many companies where only 2 to 3% ever make any money, and 70% make zero. Here's how you make money with our enhanced affiliate pay plan. We pay 100% commissions on all enrollment orders with a subscription. Next, we've taken the guesswork out of success with our predictable pay plan. Predictable pay with Engage means you get paid on all your customers or team volume. Orders translate to volume, and that is how you get paid here at Engage. No levels, no MLM limitations and gotchas. We really pay on infinite volume, and it is paid on all orders in your organization. Every month, it's predictable. Build a customer network, and in addition to the all of it bonus, you'll make 10 to 30% customer monthly commissions on each customer order, depending on your rank. If you like to build and work with a team, we reward you for that in a way no other company offers. Build a team, and you'll make predictable team builder monthly commissions of $150,000 to $45,000 based on your team volume. You can also earn double bonuses each time you rank advanced during our double bonus periods. Keep an eye out for our special double bonus periods so that you can amplify your income. Are you tired of looking for something real? Find your home at Engage. Real products, real money, real goodness and hope. Contact the person who shared this with you to get started.
So Bernard, there it is in a nutshell, my friend.
Wow, wow, wow. You know, every time I see this, I'm amazed. And look on here, you still have 61 devices.
Mhm.
And I figured we said we're going to have everybody out here before 6:30. Notice we're ahead of time. Here's the thing, Jonathan. People have asked me, they said, Bernard, how do I really take this business to another level from just being customers? People, I'm gonna give you it in a nutshell. This is Bernard Dean speaking. The first thing I did was I used the product and I became a believer in what I was advocating. One of the things I hate what companies have done in the past, don't lie to me. If you don't feel something, say, I don't feel it, and move on. And then later on, if you have some results, it's gonna come back and you're gonna talk about it. But I don't beg people to try our products. Usually people feel results within 2 to 3 days, especially with the micro daily hydro EMF.
Absolutely.
Have you found that to be the case, Jonathan?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question.
I've never had people call me about that. I like
It's
that.
quick. I've been talking about my mother-in-law a lot here lately, but for months now, she's been complaining about this pain that was out of control and nothing was helping her. The doctor has nothing that they could give her. And everything they gave her, the side effects were just, for her, terrible and debilitating. So seriously, one packet of the new EMF Hydro, 2/3 of a scoop of the collagen, 1 omega-3, and in seconds. She said the pain was going down in seconds, and then 5 minutes later, she was asleep with no pain. So we done found out now that every 3.5 hours, as long as she gets that cocktail, she's good, and she's getting better. So now it's at 5 hours. And now she's sleeping through the night with no pain. So it's going to be just a matter of time before she's getting 8 hours of relief for every dose. That's how powerful it is. She's been taking microdaily before, but EMF has taken it to another level.
Wonderful. Which brings my next point. After you found that your products work, what you want to do is find out what does it do. Because in this company, you have an opportunity to do something that a lot of companies don't allow you to do. You could put together the perfect package for what someone is going through. And here's what I always do, because it's important for people, for me, this is me. It's important for people to be on it for 90 days. So the first thing I do is I find out how desperate they are to find some natural product that will help them to feel better. I tell people, I said, now, if you've been around for 50 and 60 years and 70 years, you've developed these products, these problems, what makes you think that 2 or 3 days you gel your hand, this don't work? Well, you've had this problem for the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years, sometime even more. So is it worth 3 months of trying? Okay, that's the first thing I find out. Second thing I find out is their affordability level, because everyone can't afford the Core 4. Which is the what, Jonathan? The Core 4.
That's the microdaily EMF. That's the probiotic. That's the collagen, and that's the omega.
Okay, now if a person is on that for
$200 basically is the cost.
200 with tax and title and everything, it's $230. Now I hear some people say, well, $230 is a lot. Not if you got depletion of your cells, not if your body is being ravished by all the viruses, bacteria, the cells, the white blood cells are just overtaking it. It's not that much for someone that's truly looking for relief. Good example. I had someone 3 weeks ago call me up and they said, hey, Bernard, I tried this microhydro. She said, I want that core 4. I said, well, I tell you what, will you promise to take it for 90 days? They did. I said, now, if you can't afford it, let me know. No problem. I said, well, now, how much are you willing to put for your health? You know what she said to me? And I still cannot believe it. She said, well, I'm on a fixed income and I'm retired. She says, but I'm willing to pay up to $1,000. Wow. I said, what? She said, up to $1,000. I said, no. I said, this is gonna cost you $230. She said, is that it? I said, yeah, it is. I said, but I said, you're gonna feel better and you have to take it every day. You can't take it by looking at it. Now, the powder made it a lot easier because people got to drink water. And I throw that powder in there. I drink about 3 of them a day because, you know, I got a lot of them just hanging around. So I drink about 3 bottles of that, and then the omega-3 is a food. So I don't have to even take it with food anymore. I just take omega-3 with it.
Take it with the pill.
Collagen, I drink with my coffee, or my wife drink it with tea. And then I got the microdaily, the collagen, the
probiotic.
And the probiotic. The probiotic is something that for 4 to 6 months you're taking, and then it kind of drops off where you take it every now and then. Then I replace it with Brain Boost. With me, I have Brain Boost because I can afford to do it. So now,
I knew you were doing that Brain Boost.
Well, you know what it is I'm gonna tell you, this world is creating a lot of pressure for a lot of people, and I don't care who you are. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. It doesn't matter how much money Steve Jobs told you that. He said the money doesn't mean anything if you don't have your health. So the first question you got to figure is it worth it your health wise? We only got 3 minutes. So I told you, I tried it myself. And then what I did, I shared it with others. And then I decided, since other people coming in, they were asked, people started spreading it. I said, hey, how would you like it if I could help you to get your products for a lesser price or perhaps free? And they said, how can I do that? I said, all the people you're starting to refer to me, I don't want to get them. I want you to benefit by it and bring that cost down so that you can take your money and put it elsewhere. And so I help them to do that. And then when they get it free, the next thing you know, they look in their back office and they see money in their back office, eliminating them being part of the 97% that don't get paid in this industry. When people see a check with their name on it, Jonathan, it's a whole different ballpark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a whole different ballpark. I had somebody had $300 something. She called me up and she said, is this real? I said, I tell you what, let me help you set up your account so it'll go right in your bank account. And then when it get in there, go and spend it. And then you call me back and tell me if it's real.
That's it.
So is there a business? I don't want to go any further than that, but is there a business opportunity here? Yes. Does it take a little bit to get off the ground? Yes. Is it easy? Yes. Yes to the person that goes out and do it naturally. No to the person that's out to just try and make money. So remember, this creates residual income. This company don't pay you for what you do. Listen again. The company doesn't pay you for what you do. They pay you for what you start. I was in South Africa for 3 months. Couldn't work this business because you guys are up at 2 and 3 in the morning. For me in South Africa, I did it for a couple of nights. I couldn't do it. But nevertheless, at the end of the month, when the money came out, I was shocked to see my money continually being there month after month after month. And I didn't have to lift a finger because I had a team that was doing the business, not for me, but for themselves. And I got a great team, Jonathan. I mean, I got a wonderful team. So in that, I'm going to end it with mine. I'm going to let you end it because you are the captain of the ship. And I appreciate you being the captain of the ship, brother. I don't mind being a worker. I don't mind being a worker because we're going to the same destination.
Yes, we are. We're going to the same place, Bernard. And I think it's all, it can't get any better. It can't get any better, but I'm 100% in agreement with you. Anyone who decides to do this business, you're in business, how they say it, for yourself, but not by yourself. We will work with you and we will help you. And so you don't have to worry about, being stuck someplace. To this day, we have folks that send questions in the middle of the night, sometimes 2 and 3 o'clock, midnight, whatever the case. I may not be up that late, but we certainly can handle supporting you and making sure that you get answers to your questions. So we will do that. We have these meetings like this every single weekend. This is not something we just started. This is something we've been doing for a long, long time now. So we're very comfortable with explaining how this business and how these products.
When is Ask Dr. Prasad night, Jonathan?
Ask Dr. Prasad is on Wednesdays, and is that the first Wednesday of the month?
I think so. But whoever asks about smoking and all that stuff, come on, Ask Dr. Prasad night. You'll get all your questions answered.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the calendar up again real quick.
Okay,
So
do that for me.
exactly.
Thank you,
Dr.
Demetri,
Prasad is on.
and thank you, Kenny.
And Ask Dr. Prasad is on Testimonials, first Wednesday of every month. Ask Dr. Prasad.
Okay,
So-
Jonathan, and stick it up there so they can take a picture of it. Thank you.
Pull it up
Thank
for
you,
me,
everybody.
Jonathan. I appreciate it. Y'all did awesome. Not awesome. Y'all
Thank you,
did
sir.
great. Wonderful. Really enjoyed it.
Bringing it up on the
Thank you so much.
right now.
Thank you, everybody, for saying.
Very
Yes,
informative.
indeed. Thank you, guys. And we'll
Night.
have-
Guys,
Thank you.
that you're on Tuesday night, Tuesday evening?
Tuesday nights, yes, I do my meetings on Tuesday nights. Another product presentation like today.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay,
night,
can you guys see
everybody.
the calendar? You can see the screen?
Good night.
Oh, yeah.
Good-
Yeah, we
good
see
night,
it.
everybody.
everyone.
Good
Good night.
Yes, we
Good
can
night.
see it. It's clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry about your loss, Bernard.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Sorry about your loss, Bernard.
I know she's in God's memory.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And-
That's the way I look at it. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good
night,
night.
everybody.
Good night.
The video didn't show.